Hello Internet, welcome to jamiljiral. I am Jamil Silva, and in this series I'm talking about the menu system in the D750 from Nikon. Well, I've talked about many other parts, and today I think we are coming to an end of this series. Today we're going to talk about the setup menu. The first option that we have here is to format your memory card. If you press OK, you're going to have the slot 1 and slot 2, which in my case I don't have a slot 2 in here, just have one card in this camera, and if I press OK, it's going to ask me if I want to format the card or not. As I don't want to because I have pictures in here, I will not press OK. The next option is Save User Settings. User Settings is here in the dial. You have U1 and U2. And if you want to save the configuration that you set now, that's the place. You go here, save to U1 or save to U2, you will save the configuration that you want. If you go here, it's going to ask you to save settings or cancel, which in my case I will not save anything now. And you can retrieve the information here. For example, video configurations for U1 and portrait configurations for U2 and things like that. Well, reset user settings. If you go to OK, you can reset the settings, but you can also reset. You can adjust some of your settings. But if you don't want the settings here anymore, you just reset in here. Now, the monitor brightness, if you press OK, you will go up and down with the brightness, and you can set this for automatic, but I like to use this in manual mode, and I like to match the ambient light. Let's leave it for just one. You have to press OK, otherwise your changing will not happen. For monitor color balance, you will just try to fine-tune the color of your monitor. If you're not satisfied, or if you think that your monitor is not okay according to its color, then you will choose, you will fine-tune the color in here, and once you're done, you press OK to set your settings. Clear image sensor, you press OK. You can clean now or clean at the start or when you shut down your camera. If I clean now, the camera will tremble, the sensor will move the sensor very fast and will try to clean any dust that is in the sensor. The next option that I have here is Lock Mirror App for cleaning. This option here is unavailable because the battery level of this camera now is very low. You need full power for that. What will happen? The camera will raise the mirror, and then you will take off the lens. You set this option up, and then the mirror is up, and we'll use some tools to clean your sensor, which I don't recommend this kind of thing, by the way, because if you don't know what you're doing, you may damage your camera for good. It's better to have somebody that knows what he's doing do that for you. It's not that expensive. I think it's better pay for this. But if you really know what you're doing, be my guest. The next option is image dust off with a reference picture. If you noticed, in the new cameras you won't have this problem, I hope so. But if you notice that in one corner of the picture there's always that particle of dust there, you take a picture and it will be used as a reference so that the camera starts making adjustments in the raw files for you. If I have a picture now, with reference I can start, and I'll show the sensor where the dust is, and then I clean the sensor and then start. I can clean the sensor first, and it's quite handy. It's quite handy. The next option is flicker reduction, which will try to minimize problems when you're taking pictures using yellow lights, blue lights. It will minimize the problems. And here we have the frequency you can choose. 50 Hz or 60 Hz. In my case it's automatic. In time zone and date, here you change the date, the time zone where you are. As I'm in Brazil, I will live here in Brazil, but you can move to the other areas. Don't forget to press OK, because if you don't press OK, the changes will not happen. But you can also change the date and time. You go here and you can change the year, month, date, hour, minutes, seconds, and all of that. And you can also change a date format. You can start, for example, with year, month, and date, and day, or month, day, and year. And you can choose the way you like. And here, if you have in the country a daylight saving time, you can set it on, and the camera will automatically do that for you. And our next option is language. You can choose a language of your liking for this camera. And the next option is auto image rotation, which in my case is off, but you can choose to turn it on. This function is related to the one that I explained at the beginning of this tutorial. Here we have the battery information. That's the information for this battery. It says that it's 12%, only 12%. That's why some functions will not be available. The number of shots, it means that I took only 11 pictures with this battery. And here I have the information of my battery. 0 means that the battery is good, it's a new battery. And it's a new battery. And if it moves to 1, 2, 3, and 4, it means, especially when it reaches number 4, means that the battery is no good anymore. You have to replace it. Now we have the image comment, which in my case is off, and I don't understand why you want to write a comment to a picture, because if you see here, it's very difficult to write a message in this small monitor using these controls. So I don't think this is a very good option. At least you have this option, you may want to use it. Copyright information here in my case is on. It means that all my personal information will be recorded with all the pictures that I took. Here I have the artist, which I just wrote my email and the copyright information. And if you go here, you have the ABC to change all the information you have using the information that I already explained in that part to name files. It's almost the same. You will use the cursor, input, the menu, and press OK to confirm your option. Now, save and load settings. If you go to OK, you have the ability to save your settings in this camera to a new memory card. And when you do that, if you have another D750, you take out this card, go to the next camera and load settings. It's not available because I don't have any settings recorded in this memory card here. And it's quite handy because if you like a certain type of configuration in this camera and you have, for example, 3 cameras like this, you can just save and load the settings in the other cameras and save up some work by doing that. Virtual horizon, press OK. You have our horizon here to let your camera in a very good level. It's very handy for movies and still images as well. Non-CPU lens data is when you have an old lens that doesn't have a CPU to talk to the camera about its configurations. If you go here, for example, the first lens, which focal length is this lens? For example, it's a no 2mm lens, then I let it in here. And what's the maximum aperture for this lens? For example, it's 2.8, then I will type here 2.8. And every time I'm going to use this lens, I go to number 1, and then the camera knows what it's dealing with the camera such and such. The next option that we have here is to find AF fine-tune is when you have maybe an old lens that can be also a new lens. You see that the focus is not quite the way you like it. Then here you can fine-tune this. You have a whole procedure for that. Now I'm not going to show this, okay, now. But you can fine-tune, you turn it on and off, you save the values and default and other stuff. The HDMI, once you connect an HDMI cable to this camera to a TV, you can use the TV as a monitor to see your pictures, to see your movies, and here you have options. For example, the output resolution. You can choose the resolution. You can device control, which in my case is on, but you can turn it off. The device will control the the monitor. In advanced, you can control other things. For example, the output range. The whole monitor or limit this range. You can display the size 100% or 95%. You can live view on screen display. You can also see in a dual monitor if you're going to use two monitors for that. Location data is when you're going to use GPS for that. If you use a GPS, you're going to use a GPS, you're going to use this. In this case it's off because I'm not using a GPS now, and I advise you to let it off, because if you let it on it will be constantly looking for this GPS and the battery, and it will use battery in this case. Wi-Fi, this option is not available because my battery level is very low, but once your battery, by the way, the Wi-Fi eats your battery very fast. Once you turn it on, you can control the camera using a smartphone or an iPad, for example, but you have to download the Nikon software for that. It's free, and it's quite interesting because you can set a camera in a difficult position and you use the device to focus. It's very good, this option. Network is also unavailable because the battery level is very low. Conformity markings, you don't do anything with this option. It just tells you that Nikon is in conformity with the international regulations and stuff like that. And finally we have here the firmware version. Here we have the version installed in this camera. Now it's quite interesting to once in a while go to the Nikon's website and see if they have a new firmware, and if you see the number is different from yours, you download this, put this in a memory card, in a formatted memory card, insert the memory card here, and you will do a procedure to update the firmware. And okay, this part is over. Now let's go to retouch menu, which I don't understand why you want to buy a very expensive camera like that to retouch your pictures in this very small monitor using very small and hard to deal with controls in here. It's much better using taking the picture to your computer and using Lightroom or Photoshop to retouch your pictures. But at least you have the options here. I think it's better, instead of retouching the picture in this small camera, small monitor, and small everything, it's better to trust the camera. Take the picture in RAW or take the picture in JPEG and let the camera decide the configurations for you. I believe it will be almost the way you want. And if it's not, maybe it's better, maybe it's time to revise your photography skills. And now last option is my menu, and here is the place that you're going to add all the items that you use the most, and you can have easy access and fast access to all of them. In my case, I have all the options that I use most, which is set picture control, battery information, monitor brightness, language, flash control, self-timer, built-in F assistant, the remote control. If you have one, it's good to leave this option here, image quality, roll play by card in slot 1 and 2. It's very simple to add items. Go to add items, press OK. Here we have the menus, and for example, I want something in the custom setting menu. Keep pressing OK and I choose autofocus. Which one that I want, I just press OK, and this option will be available in this my menu system. And I can rank them, I can place one first and the second. I can grade them according to the ones that I use most. Well, and okay, this is it. Those were very simple. And now we have reached the end of this series, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope this could be of great help for you. I really suggest you to read the manual, because the manual covers many things that I didn't say here, many things that I didn't explain. This was just a small portion of what the camera can do. But for many people, people like me who are very visual, they like to see the explanation instead of just reading. And if you are somebody like this, you can use this small explanation to help you in this endeavor and to conquer all the external controls and all the controls in menu, and have a very good use of your Nikon D750. And I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and I also hope to see you in my other tutorials and my videos. Maybe you can subscribe to my channel, find me on Facebook, and I also have an account on Flickr and Instagram. I'm all there. And thank you for keeping up until the end. And I hope to see you in our future episodes. Bye!